Hi Star Seeds, and welcome into this video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Any of the new subscribers, welcome into my channel. Thank you so much for tuning into Blooming Woman LLC. And for all of you who have been already subscribed to me and following my videos and getting your readings, and who have also just helped supported my channel and supported Blooming Woman as a whole, thank you so much, you guys. I really appreciate you. In today's video, I have a video where I'm going to be explaining to you guys what you can expect when it comes to dealing with breaking generational karmas. As the cold wind goes to my eye and brings upon a tear, that's basically how it feels when you are going through this process. And sometimes it can be really hard to navigate what to do, how to act, what you're experiencing. Is it normal? Because you go through a whole different dimension of experiences and of emotions, and you dive so deep inside yourself that you might not even recognize who you are at times. And so that's why I felt it was really important to create this video to help anybody who is experiencing these signs. And if you are experiencing it, you can know that you're not alone. There's other people who are experiencing the same thing, and you can also gain some wisdom and also get some motivation to keep going and to not give up. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start the video where I will be talking to you guys about the 4 things you can expect when it comes to breaking generational karmas. So before I get into the 4 things that you may experience when you actually are going ahead and going through breaking the chains off of your generational karmas, I want to just talk about generational karmas in general and help you guys understand it in depth. So, Star Seeds, generational karmas are things that are created when your family, your ancestry, your family lineage has not grown. They have not healed. Whether it's done intentionally or unintentionally, it's possible that there are just bad habits, bad emotions, bad traumas, bad hidden emotions that didn't get dealt with. They just didn't heal in certain areas. And you could be called up upon to actually break these generational karmas. Now, I specifically am calling it generational karmas and not generational curses, because although you may actually be cursed and someone may actually do some hoodoo stuff to you, to your family because of jealousy or whatever, and your family could have a curse. Your family could have gotten, successful, and another family could have been envious of that, and they could have put a hex on your family. There could have been something like that that occurred. That is highly possible. But nevertheless, at the end of the day, it's still karma. At the end of the day, it's still some kind of karma, because an action was made that had an effect. And the effect that it had caused this type of karma, which is to heal a generational wound. So that's going to be what generational karmas are in a nutshell, to be very vague. It is just a curse that is put upon you in a way where it's because of action. It's because of some type of habits, some type of distancing yourself from healing. Your ancestors maybe didn't heal in a certain area. They maybe got pain or were caused pain because of some sort of suffering, some sort of injustice, some sort of evilness. whether they had it in themselves and they didn't take care of it, or whether somebody else did it on them, like slavery or abuse of some sort. But either way, they didn't go inside and heal that pain within them. So now when they are procreating, and during that moment of conception, there is memory that's being placed inside of all materials that are occurring with that alchemy of conception. And when that egg and that sperm come together, it's holding all of that information. When the breast milk is being fed to the baby, all of the Akashic records are going into the cells of the body of that baby. The wisdom to tell the cells how to move, how to act, the emotions. Everything is happening through an energetic level, but it's transferring through to a physical level. So the traumas, if not dealt with, will be passed on generationally. So now that we understand what generational karmas are and how they can happen, now if you feel like something is happening where you are seeing that you're straying away from your family, or you're seeing something that is sick within your family, something that needs healing, and it is reflecting onto you yourself, whether it's caused you to have those same wounds, or whether it's caused you to see those wounds fully for what they are and not want to be anything like those wounds and want to heal those wounds, you may experience some sort of calling to actually exclude yourself from the behavior and the traits that are being passed on and grow. So with that being said, let's go ahead and start off with the first thing that you may experience when it comes to breaking generational karmas. The first thing you may experience when it comes to breaking generational karmas is going to be endings. Of course, there's going to be endings because there's going to be a lot of changes. As you go through breaking your generational karmas, you will experience a lot of changes. And with those changes, things are going to inevitably have to come to an end. There's going to be friendships that may come to an end. There's going to be habits that are going to come to an end. There may be things like the way you eat, things like the things you love to do. Certain things are going to come to an end. And in all, there's also going to be an end of a cycle, because you're going to be beginning a new cycle of trying to create yourself as a new you, a new version of you that is more healed, more balanced, and that is more in alignment with what it is that you're meant to do. And so with that, there's going to have to be some sort of endings. So when you're going through this process, it's okay if you're experiencing endings in something that you worked really hard for, all of a sudden gets ripped away from you. You could have created a business, you could have started some kind of project, you could have started some kind of hobby that you really, really loved, and out of nowhere, all of your focus is being taken away from it. And if that happens, it could be because you need to deal with your wounds first and then come back in divine timing when everything is in alignment, where it's meant for you to actually go ahead and continue on the journey of whatever it is that you're working on. Or it could be the fact that you might actually need to let that thing go. It's possible that you may need to let that thing go overall. It's possible that you have outgrown it. And so with that, you may see things fall apart and come to an end. And it can be scary, but just know that everything is okay. As things come to an end, the next thing that you may experience with breaking generational karmas is going to be the fact that you're going to grow as a person. You're going to grow in areas that you maybe didn't realize, didn't think you were going to grow in. You're going to grow in wisdom. You're going to grow in your endurance. You're going to grow in different areas of understanding. You're going to grow in so many different areas that you may not even recognize yourself. And people who know you on a personal level may also not recognize you. And so with that, they may try to steer you in the wrong direction. And that wrong direction is steering you off the path of healing. They may try to tell you, what are you doing? Why are you changing so much? Don't do this, don't do that. You may see family members actually be pushed to the wayside because you're growing and they might not be used to the new you. I'm saying this because it's real. Growth is something that you're going to experience if you're acting upon breaking generational karmas that you feel have been passed down through to you from your lineage. When you see habits that are passed down, like a lack of commitment, a lack of faithfulness, anger issues, alcoholism, substance abuse, and you see that that is directly impacting you, then you're definitely going to have to grow through a lot of mud, just like a lotus flower, in order to reach the top, reach the light, reach where the sun is, reach where Ra is, and open up your mind, open up your wisdom. So definitely expect growth, but the most things that's really important with this growth is you have to make sure that you're not resisting this growth. When this growth occurs, you absolutely must not give up. It's okay to take breaks. You don't have to go so hard on yourself. But one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to give up on yourself. You have to believe in yourself. And you have to be strong. Because the more you grow, the stronger you're going to become. The more resilient you're going to become. I'm using the lotus flower as it comes to my mind as I'm speaking, because it is actually a brilliant example. Because the lotus flower grows inside of the marshy, muddy waters and swamps and mud. It comes from a dark place. It comes from a place of hidden secrets, darkness, bad habits, bad things, wounds. And it grows and it becomes something beautiful. And that's what you can do when you choose to keep growing. So try to be the least resistant you can be by praying to the universe, praying to whatever it is that you believe in as your power source, praying to have faith, praying so that you don't feel alone. And with that, I will go ahead and bring to you guys my next point, which is going to be isolation. Because you may feel very alone when you're going through healing past your generational wounds and your generational karmas. People are going to cut you off. There's going to be people who just are not going to fit in your life anymore. Whether it be friends, whether it be group circles, whether it be your own parents, your own family members, they're going to, it's possible that they may ostracize you. It's possible that they may make you feel like you're different, may make you feel like you're a black sheep. And with that being said, if you are actually felt like you were a black sheep from the moment you're even young inside of your family, it's possible that you may have already been awoken to the fact that something was wrong. It's possible that you may have already had the calling that you needed to be different from your community of family that you were born into, or family that you may have even been adopted into. You had to break a cycle of bad behavior, of limitless mind. Like sometimes with the generational traumas that you're breaking, it is very deep wounds when it comes to looking past and your ancestors before you. But sometimes with your immediate family that's living today, sometimes it's just a lack of open-mindedness. Sometimes it's just a lack of wisdom. Sometimes all they need to do is just hear you, listen to you, see that you're different and accept you. But because they're so close-minded, and because they are so reluctant to accepting anything other than what they already know, they might automatically treat you different. Alright guys, as you can see, the lighting went away a little bit and the sun is going down. It is now definitely coming to sunset, and the battery actually went out, so I had to run in the car to charge it. But nonetheless, yes, continuing where we left off, the third thing that you can expect during a generational karma, breaking the generational karma, is definitely going to be isolation. And like I said, you maybe felt like you were a black sheep from the time you were younger, and that is because of that person's problem. That's because of the people that ostracize you. It's a problem with them and not a problem with you. You may also feel like being in isolation because you may have heightened sensitivity since you have had painful endings, and since you have forced yourself to grow past beyond your limits or your perceived limits. Since you have grown past that, you've also opened your mind to experiencing miracles, experiencing synchronicities, which are aligned miracles, and experiencing new ways of thinking, new ways of being in tune with yourself and knowing, trusting your heart, and just having more intuition. You may also have heightened emotions, heightened sensitivity, and you may also have like anxiety, and that may also make you want to steer away from large crowds, steer away from socializing so much. And I will say, when you experience this isolation, just know that you're not alone. Know that you do have an entourage of angels and ancestors that are watching over you. No matter how much you feel alone, you have even your higher self to look up to. No matter how much you feel alone, you even have nature in this physical plane, at least, that can make you not feel alone. From the animals, to the synchronicities, to the signs, to the other living beings that aren't just human beings. Trees, plants, animals. They're also there so that you don't feel alone, so that you can feel comfort. And if you still feel alone, I guarantee you, if you just sit with that loneliness and meditate, and you try different techniques of meditation, try different isolated experiences by yourself, where it's just you and your thoughts. You are going to come out stronger, you're going to come out with more wisdom, and you're going to come out with even more faith and more trust in the process of everything that you're experiencing, because you're going to know that you're experiencing it for a reason. So don't shy away from being alone. Don't shy away from being isolated, because there's when you're only going to have your thoughts, you're only going to have your emotions to dive deep in, and that's just going to perpetuate your healing process, which is going to break the generational curse. You may not be able to break the generational karma from other people, but you are going to be able to break it within yourself and your lineage that you decide to create. The lineage that you decide to create when you procreate. You won't be passing those wounds on to them, because you did the hard work of being alone and being ostracized. And beyond that, the ancestors are also going to be cheering you on, and you're going to feel more guided, whether you're seeing more birds, more butterflies, more bees, more color synchronicities, whether you find a skill all of a sudden now that you have the awaken sense of awareness to your purpose. You may all of a sudden stumble upon a hobby that you just are so good at, and it feels like a spirit is just with you whilst you're learning the craft, because how could you be so good? That is your ancestors, that is your spirit, that is your higher self. So it is good to be in isolation so that you can realize that you're never really alone, and so that you can build your trust and your ability to be resilient. And with that, we'll come on to our final thing that you can experience, what you can expect when you're breaking generational karmas and traumas. and that is, of course, going to be healing. Overall, you're going to heal. You're going to heal your wounds. You're going to heal your bad negative habits. You're going to heal things emotionally. You're going to heal and purge yourself from things that are less than good for you. Toxic people, toxic places, toxic foods. You're going to heal overall, and you're going to have a new sense of value when it comes to yourself. And for that, you will always continuously be healing. So I'm wishing everybody out there strength, longevity, health, and love to have in your heart. Sit with yourself. Listen to your mind. Listen to your heart. Listen to your emotions. Ask yourself if you're open to receiving. And if you are, tell the universe that you are. Pray. Say a prayer. Say that I'm open to receiving the blessings, the wisdom, the healing that I'm meant to experience. Ashe. So thank you guys for tuning into this video. I hope you guys loved it. I hope you could get some tips from it that will help you along your journey. I tried to say as much as I can on this topic, but I know there's so much more to say. But with that, thank you all. If you want to support me, visit the website bloomingwoman.com. That will be left inside of the link below the video, where I have also my handmade pendants, my handmade crystal pendants, like this beautiful ankh here, and this beautiful fluorite peacock on sodalite beads. And they're all healing crystals with intention, made with intention, and meant to heal. So thank you guys so much. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you next time. Until then, take care.